YouTube, nigga, we got a Trapalure Ross video. I was fucking with the King Von one, so I'm gonna drop the YoungBoy one. Anyway, first things first, like, comment, subscribe, do all that good shit. And if any of you niggas need smoke in 2K24, yes, I'm talking to you. If you want smoke in 2K24, add my PSN, bro. It's gonna be somewhere right here, bro. It's gonna be somewhere, bro. So if you want smoke, add me up, nigga. I'll gladly drop you off. Simple. But let's hop into it.
Contains themes of violence.
Oh, we're gonna do it just like the last one. We only gonna react to the murders, cause this bitch 5 hours. No, this job damn near 6 hours. I ain't got time for all that. We're gonna do the murders,
death, and gang activity. The purpose of this video is to provide an educational account of historical events in the mainstream music industry. No disrespect is intended. Water. This video does not intend to glorify or glamorize the gang lifestyle. Every effort has been made to remove anything from this video that goes against YouTube's community guidelines, including swearing and violence. But if you'd like to see a fully uncut version of this video with everything I can't show you on YouTube, my biggest subscribe button and enjoy the rest of the video. Thank you. Over the last 5 years, there's been few rappers that have generated as much excitement and controversy as YoungBoy. His music is personal, thought-provoking, and violent in equal measure. He's one of the few artists who can top the Billboard charts with music all about killing, death, and destruction. But his ability to communicate the stark realities of life growing up in the dangerous slums of Baton Rouge have inspired people all over America and the world at large. YoungBoy's experiences in the gang-infested slums of Louisiana, where it's kill or be killed, inspired a generation of downtrodden youngsters to struggle through the pain too. Because despite losing family members and being the target of numerous assassination attempts, YoungBoy has always managed to come out on top. Not just surviving, but beating the odds and coming back bigger every single time. It's rare to find an artist who attracts this much love and hate all at the same time. And YoungBoy's thugged out survival anthems for the streets have made him one of the most beloved artists in history. But his influence has a dark side too. Because some might say that his aggressive murder anthems are inspiring a generation of lost teenagers to slide and resort to violence just like he had to. But can YoungBoy really be blamed? When basketball player Ja Morant ended up in hot water for flashing a gun in a strip club to YoungBoy's music, many people suggested that this was YoungBoy's fault. And considering just how many lives seem to have been lost as a direct result of YoungBoy's career, whether it's the murder of rival Baton Rouge rapper G Money, to the slaying of YoungBoy's beloved manager Big Dump, or even the killing of Chicago rap legend King Von, seemingly a self-defense shooting, the result of Von trying to fight one of YoungBoy's friends, to say YoungBoy and his NBA crew are dangerous would be an understatement. But is the group of people that YoungBoy surrounds himself a gang of loose cannons shooting first and asking questions later, or are they just really a family of youngsters with a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that they would put their lives on the line to protect? Over the course of his career, so many people have died that YoungBoy even refers to himself as the Murder Man, and claiming in numerous songs to have been the direct cause of as many as 7 murders in his hometown. Over the years, many people have questioned the authenticity of YoungBoy's gangster image.
You got cap in your raps. YoungBoy talking about on this song, bro.
In spite of all of the violence surrounding his career, in 2022, YoungBoy had a change of heart, perhaps coming the result of reflecting on all of the destruction and pain that had been caused by his music career, or as a result of years of legal battles that have seen YoungBoy endlessly confined to a cell or on house arrest. Because recently, he's been calling to stop the violence, pledging in interviews to stop promoting murder and violence in his songs, and even taking steps to de-escalate.
God damn.
While YoungBoy's star is beginning to rise, the deadly war on the streets of Baton Rouge is raging on. After departing from the crew TBG, Top Boy Gorilla, YoungBoy and his Never Broke Again or NBA collective would become bitter rivals with the former crew. And this situation was only complicated further by the ongoing drama between TBG and their original rivals BBG, Bottom Boy Gorillas, a crew which YoungBoy's cousin Boozilla was a prominent member of. Despite the two apparently having a falling out in 2015, it would seem that by 2016, Boozilla and YoungBoy's NBA crew had made things right, as Boozilla would post on Twitter that he'd forgiven, as well as tweeting warning people not to play with BBG or NBA, suggesting that these two crews were in alliance against TBG and any of their affiliates. But things would all come to a head for these warring groups at the end of 2016. On July the 16th, 2016, YoungBoy's cousin Boozilla drops the song Forgive Me, where he's dissing TBG and repping BBG, with lyrics in the song dissing another local rapper by the name of FL Dusa, saying Dusa is scared to walk through the South and that they're laying down the law in their area. It would seem that this lyric was taken as a personal challenge by his opposition, as just after midnight on November the 2nd, 2016, YoungBoy's cousin, 18-year-old BBG Boozilla, real name Keandre Ricks, would be riding his bike near the 2000 block of Nebraska Street, less than a block from his family home. And it was here where he was targeted by gunmen who shot him multiple times in the upper torso and left him dead in the...
Damn, them niggas slid the same night? Hold on. Whoa. November 2nd? Them niggas slid the same night?
Another local rapper by the name of FL Dusa, saying Dusa is scared to walk through the South and that they're laying down the law in their area. It would seem that this lyric was taken as a personal challenge by his opposition, as just after midnight on November the 2nd, 2016, YoungBoy's cousin, 18-year-old BBG Boozilla, real name Keandre Ricks, would be riding his bike near the 2000 block.
RP, bro. That's just retarded. No, bro. You got ops. And you riding a bicycle at night? I'm sorry, but that's just retarded.
Of Nebraska Street, less than a block from his family home. And it was here where he was targeted by gunmen who shot him multiple times in the upper torso and left him dead in the middle of the street. Boozilla's mother would go on to do a distraught interview with WAFB News after reports of the brutal killing became public.
You gotta bury your child. This is so wrong when people kill kids.
Kenya Taylor is still grieving more than a month after her son, 18-year-old Keandre Ricks, was shot and killed just steps away from his Nebraska Street home.
It's like I'm dreaming and I haven't woke up yet. Like, I had a bad dream. I'm just waiting on the Lord to wake me up.
Taylor walked us over to where her son's body was found, a place she's visited often, trying to make sense of the senseless killing.
Then this way he must have fell it right here, because they had blood all right here.
Now, after this shooting, things get very complicated. It's widely believed that the murder of Boozilla was in connection with the ongoing feud that he had going with FL Dusa, with the majority of the comments on Boozilla's music video Forgive Me seeming to mock him, saying...
Whoa! He said FL Dusa be scared to walk through the South, but FL Dusa wasn't. He the one that shot him in the head in the South. Ain't karma.
Dusa is scared to walk through the South and suggesting that this caused somebody to come through and take his life. Now, despite the differences they may have had in the past, naturally the murder of Boozilla would have devastating effects on his cousin YoungBoy and other members of NBA and BBG. So, unsurprisingly, it didn't take long for those on Boozilla's side to attempt to get revenge for his murder. Boozilla was killed around midnight on Wednesday the 2nd November 2016, and retaliation would come around 9.5 hours later, when around 9:30 AM on the 2000 block of Kentucky Street, just a couple of blocks away from where the fatal shooting of Boozilla occurred, a vehicle containing YoungBoy and 3 of his NBA affiliates pulls up and starts shooting. Unfortunately, this attempt at revenge ends up going wrong, and somebody from YoungBoy's group ends up getting shot in the neck. Allegedly, NBA Joe.
Police find a man suffering from a gunshot wound to the neck.
Allegedly.
So they slid and hit one of their own mans?
NBA Joe.
Police find a man suffering from a gunshot wound to the neck, saying he was shot in a different neighborhood just a few streets away.
With rumors circulating, debating whether or not it was friendly fire from YoungBoy or his side hitting Joe, or the targets of their gunfire returning fire and connecting. And years later, the police report from the incident would even suggest that YoungBoy himself had been firing from the vehicle with an assault rifle. Regardless of exactly who was responsible, at this point the getaway car flees the scene, with the shooters and the injured man driving to the area of May and East Lakeshore Drive. Ultimately, this car would end up getting a flat tire and crashing at the LSU Lakes. Here, the shooters flee, leaving the injured man in his vehicle where he's fortunately found by police and given medical attention. Naturally, it didn't take long for details of these outrageous back-to-back shootings to hit the news.
At this hour, there are a lot of questions remaining around two Baton Rouge shootings. One left a teenager dead, the other ended with the victim wounded at LSU Lakes.
Possibly 3 different scenes, and all 3 may be connected. That's what Baton Rouge police are trying to figure out. They've been interviewing witnesses, but so far they do not have any suspects. Just after midnight, Baton Rouge police went out to Nebraska, multiple with 3 men short transport. Shootings are all connected. 4 miles or around them actually.
On the 3rd of November 2016, at roughly 9:49 a.m., shooters would return to the street where Boozilla lived with his family and was killed, with officers nearby claiming to have heard 37 gunshots, apparently fired by 2 shooters, who then fled the scene in a getaway vehicle. They would leave 2 homes on the street riddled with bullets. And at this point, the violence in Baton Rouge, held just in this street alone, was spiraling out of control. And at a certain point, the danger was so high that the authorities placed the local school on lockdown out of fear that further shootings would affect the children in the local community.
A number of schools in East Baton Rouge Parish are on lockdown for separate reasons. Today, we start with the 3 schools that were also placed on lockdown yesterday.
Police are still on scene here at the intersection of Nebraska and East Harrison Street. They're looking at the intersection over the past day in the 9:30 occurred and violent.
On this street were being interviewed by the news, telling them that it's like living in hell.
I live on this street, and this about the worst street to live on. You say living in hell? This is hell right here. The young folks don't have no respect for old eligible.
At some point, the shooting would stop, the smoke would clear, and local investigators would finally be able to piece together exactly what had happened and putting those involved in handcuffs. A 17-year-old man by the name of Trayshawn Coates would be arrested and charged with second-degree murder for the killing of Boozilla, along with a 27-year-old man by the name of Monty Carey. This was reported in The Advocate that also published an interview with Boozilla's mother. In it, she would claim that since the killing, her other children's grades have fallen in school and that they're suffering behavioural issues. And I thought that this was an important detail to include, because you have to remember that when somebody gets killed in a gang feud, it starts a chain reaction, and ultimately, this cycle of violence affects far more than just the victims. Whether it's their innocent relatives suffering depression following the incident, or surviving friends who vow to commit acts of violence in revenge, a vicious cycle is started when that first killing happens, that only accelerates with more retaliation, dragging more and more innocent people into this deadly cycle of violence. Anyway, despite the rumours that FL Dusa was involved in the killing of Boozilla after he dissed him on the song Forgive Me, Dusa, real name Renard Clifton, would not be connected to this incident officially, though theories would circulate online suggesting that he was the one that sent the hit. He would remain free following this incident, going on to release songs like Straight Facts. However, he would end up in jail on a separate attempted murder charge stemming from a double shooting on the 3rd of June 2018, which we'll go into in detail later. But with the shooters of Boozilla in cuffs, the Baton Rouge police would next be tasked with finding those NBA members who slid the following day, with one member who got shot in the neck already in the arms of law enforcement. Their next job was to get their hands on YoungBoy himself. A warrant was issued for his arrest, and he would be tracked down by authorities, being arrested on November the 28th, being taken into custody by US Marshals just before he could get on stage at a show in Austin, Texas, in dramatic scenes that were even caught on camera.
Hey, get inside, get inside. Hey, get the hell inside, get the fuck inside.
YoungBoy was charged on suspicion of attempted first-degree murder from the alleged drive-by shooting, while NBA Big B, real name Trulondrick Norman, was also involved in the shooting but wouldn't get arrested for his role in it until 2019. There was also NBA Ben 10, real name Ben Fields, who would also be identified as having participated in this drive-by shooting. As a result, following the arrest of the NBA crew and YoungBoy himself, the local news would begin to report on this dramatic takedown of one of Baton Rouge's most promising rappers.
17-year-old rapper Kentrell Gaulden, better known by his stage name NBA YoungBoy, is behind bars tonight after being taken into custody by federal authorities before a concert in Austin, Texas.
Tonight, police say they've arrested 17-year-old Kentrell Gaulden, a rapper known by his stage name NBA YoungBoy, in connection to a drive-by shooting on Kentucky Street. Detectives believe those shootings may have been in retaliation to Rick's death and say more arrests are possible as they continue to investigate.
He ain't no killer.
Wish you had help getting things done? Same. So I got Spectrum 1.
That nigga ain't no killer, nigga. He ain't on that King Von shit. Oh my god. We need ad block. Pain.
YoungBoy would be taken back to Louisiana and booked into prison with a $200,000 bond being set. But the Baton Rouge police weren't done seeking justice yet.
Cause he ain't do that murder.
When YoungBoy began picking up steam as a rapper in Baton Rouge, naturally, he attracted a lot of opposition. After parting ways with former street crew turned label TBG, Top Boy Gorilla, he would find himself at war with their main artists, G Money and Fredo Bang. But they wouldn't be the only enemies that YoungBoy would make in the city. In November 2015, YoungBoy dropped a song called Homicide, a collaboration with another Baton Rouge rapper by the name of Scotty Kane. They would appear together on the song and in the music video, and apparently YoungBoy would become friends with Kane. But later, they had a falling out, with some suggesting that Kane may have felt slighted by lyrics on his song So Long, where YoungBoy rapped that he blew up in his city and that he was getting views even without the song with Scotty. This was followed by an IG live clip where YoungBoy would rap lyrics saying that someone changed on him. Apparently at some point, Scotty Kane caught YoungBoy in a studio and slapped him, later taking to social media to explain his side of the story, saying that YoungBoy had begged him for a verse and after asked him for money for shoes, and saying that he was trying to get close to Scotty Kane's
going on
crew
like that?
because he had fallen out with TBG, with Kane even going as far as to tell YoungBoy if he really has money,
Where's
then
the
send a hit
receipts?
and
Where's
kill
the
him.
receipts?
I'ma address the situation like a man. Your bitch ass rolled my cousin. Y'all came to the studio. He begged me to do the first verse. I did not want to do it. I thought about it. I'm like, well, I'm gonna go ahead and get a chance. I did the verse. Your bitch ass asked me to put some on your shoes. You not with my label, bitch ass. So you. I'm doing what I'm going to have with you on shoes and videos for. It was over there riding TBG. They wanted to raw your ass out. Now your ass come trying to rap mafia music. Now you get on and do all this. You got bread, kill. Drop your bread, man. What the? Don't do all that. Kill me. Come see me.
Nah, that's crazy.
Living like that. Cause you know me. I'm living like that.
Big strap.
All day, every day. You know how I'm coming.
In response to this deadly threat from Kane, YoungBoy would reply to this by rapping more lyrics from the song Gravity and showing that he had goons behind him ready to shoot.
Yeah, and I don't owe nobody but my mama, boy, and my they was doing super honey, boy. Remember, I ain't had nothing to eat, I go steal for it. Show you my bank account, I swear I got 6 figures large. Around me, they hating, probably won't snake me for it. These under the skies, living under the board. I hate these they wasn't made for it. Lord, please don't mistake me, play gon' die, cause I ain't going for it. In this life that I'm living, I pray I make it through the night. As I ride through my city, I'm thinking, looking at the lights.
YoungBoy would appear to address the incident on the song Who You Supposed to Be, admitting that he was sent an address where he pulled up and where he was confronted by 3 people, and seemingly admitting to crying when they pulled out guns on him, but still mocking them for not using the guns, and ending the track seemingly threatening to kill Scotty Kane. Later on, Pablo El Chapo, who had apparently intervened in this incident where guns had been pulled on YoungBoy in a studio, posted a clip on social media seemingly confirming that YoungBoy cried and suggesting that he had saved his life.
But I do know, little young boy, when you pulled them rods on your ass, you was crying in that studio. I saved your life. I told my youngin', man, leave that slide, bro. That crying, man. Crying in front of his manager, man. Slide, he ain't about that gangster shit. Y'all asked him to fight, the won't fight. Then when he brought up the gun,
YoungBoy a bitch.
Pulled 3 guns in your face, you was crying. Ass boy. Chapo saved.
Kane would actually respond to YoungBoy in a diss track of his own, only days after his cousin Boozilla was gunned down. Scotty Kane would drop the YoungBoy diss track NBA Smoke, produced by prolific TBG producer Austin on the Track. On this track, Kane would return YoungBoy's death threats with threats of his own, as well as saying that somebody killed Boozilla and he didn't do anything about it. Kind of an ironic lyric, considering that a month after this song dropped, YoungBoy would indeed be charged with double attempted murder, attempting to do something about Boozilla. But while YoungBoy was in jail for doing exactly that, Scotty would drop a video on Instagram seemingly distancing himself from this beef.
Hey look, man, I'm on the road to success, man. I ain't with none of that. Y'all can have that shit. I ain't with that bitch. I ain't trying to kill none of you. I ain't trying to do none of that with none of you, man.
You was just the other clip saying you sticked up about that life.
Going on, niggas me, dog. Like, it's a lot happening right now. I ain't with no copping deuces and nothing. I just ain't with it. Like, I ain't having this, dog. Like, too many people that's depending on me, too many people that care about me. I don't need to be doing all this dumb. Like, I gotta do this for my kids and my family and everybody else that love me, dog. Like, all y'all can have it. And y'all want it, y'all can have it.
And he would go on to say in an interview with Gutter TV that he regretted dropping his death-threatening YoungBoy diss, NBA Smoke.
Like, I ain't gonna lie, even though NBA Smoke did so many views, I regret it. You feel me? Like, I'ma honestly say that. Like, I didn't want to do that, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's certain shit that you gotta, I feel like that was my flaw, that song, you feel me? So, y'all saying that raw and all that did try to do this and that. I don't even like the song, tell the truth. I hate that. I don't care how many views they got on it, you feel me?
However, the beef would be reignited when YoungBoy returned home from jail. Scotty Kane would post a clip to social media showcasing a long set of both bankrolls and fingernails and saying, "Get your cash, you don't get any money."
Nigga said his fingernails.
This would attract a response from OG3, who posted a picture of YoungBoy with money and a caption saying what Kane was holding ain't half of what YoungBoy's holding. This would apparently prompt a response from Kane, where he said that OG3 was holding his big dog's money. Now, I couldn't actually find that post, but YoungBoy seemingly responded from the back of his Maybach, even dragging his manager Fee Banks into the situation.
I don't know what's wrong with these. Listen to my music, be on my got a free young boy. This say Fee, man, you better tell him I ain't got no big dogs, man. Everything in my pocket for me. Wrong with these, man. Tripping, boy, get off my. You know what it is.
Apparently, a few months later, Scotty got his chain taken, and YoungBoy would clown him online immediately after the thieves exposed that they had taken his chain.
Boy, damn, gonna take anything off my nigga.
However, something else would also happen during this beef that would appear to be much more sinister. A prominent producer for TBG, Austin on the Track, who had made numerous beats for songs made by YoungBoy's biggest rival G Money and Scotty Kane himself, as well as landing credits for Chicago rappers like G Herbo. Austin on the Track was quite literally the person who made the beat for Scotty Kane's NBA YoungBoy diss track, NBA Smoke. Well, at around 7 PM on the 10th...
No shots, y'all killing producers. That nigga's just trying to make beats.
Of August 2017, TBG affiliated producer Austin on the Track, real name Austin Rashad Norwood, was sitting in a car with another person outside the Ardenwood Village apartment complex on North Ardenwood Drive. At this point, somebody turned up and sprayed the car with bullets, after which the suspected shooter fled the scene in a car before crashing and escaping on foot. This would leave the passenger injured and Austin himself dead at the scene. This was a brutal assassination, with investigators being seen examining the bullet-riddled scene.
The producer?
In a chilling turn of
That
events,
nigga's just
the body
making
of Austin
beats.
would even be left in place in the driver's seat of the car, which was towed away from the murder scene, with detectives claiming that the entire car with the body inside it had become a crime scene and would need to be moved with the body to a controlled environment so that they could process all of the DNA evidence. Police would ultimately describe the murder as a suspected robbery, with cops claiming that Austin and his cousin had gone to an address to sell a cell phone that they had advertised online, a situation described on the news as a setup.
A man is shot and
killed
while
over
trying
a
to sell
cell
a phone
phone
on
sale.
North Ardenwood Drive last night.
2 men shot after police say they were lured to the Ardenwood Village apartments in hopes of selling a cell phone to someone they met online. At some point, that transaction taking a dark turn.
While there, the individuals attempted to rob them, shot into the vehicle, striking both victims.
With the victims left for dead inside the car, the suspected shooter allegedly took off. Sergeant Elgin McNeely says for now, it's unclear if whoever pulled the trigger acted alone.
We're just keeping it open-ended and not gonna dictate it.
I ain't gonna lie, but if I was a gangster, bro, or a gang man, bro, I'm riding around with bulletproof windows. Fuck all the bullshit. Them bitches is bulletproof. Fuck is niggas talking about? Cause ain't no way.
If it's one,
and once again, let me make it very clear, there's nothing involved who seemingly wound up losing his life in a brutal gangland-style slaying, with the police none the wiser as to who was responsible. A month after this brutal murder, in September, it was believed that Scotty Kane and YoungBoy would finally squash their beef, after Scotty Kane posted a picture of them together on a FaceTime call, along with a caption suggesting that they were on positive terms and both focused on earning money and success rather than beef. Though it would seem that the NBA crew would eventually have the last laugh, as many years later, Scotty Kane would get a taste of his own medicine. He himself ultimately wound up getting jumped on camera in a studio, just like YoungBoy did. And OG3 would later even be seen on social media with the person who had allegedly jumped Kane. Fortunately for YoungBoy, the Scotty Kane beef would be resolved without anyone losing their life. Sadly, however, not everyone would be so lucky.
The idea of having one stream of income just didn't sit well.
The most prominent beef that YoungBoy was involved in during his rise to fame was with G Money. Real name Garrett Burton, he was a former friend and a star over at YoungBoy's former label, TBG. YoungBoy's other biggest opposition, Scotty Kane, would release the scathing YoungBoy diss track NBA Smoke just days after YoungBoy's cousin Boozilla got killed. And while YoungBoy ended up in jail on attempted murder charges for attempting to avenge Boozilla, G Money was linking up with YoungBoy's ops and building alliances to diss him. In January 2017, G Money linked up with Pablo El Chapo, one of the people who'd been in the studio when Scotty Kane allegedly stuck up YoungBoy with a gun and made him cry. They would collaborate on a new YoungBoy diss titled WNBA Smoke, where they referred to him as WNBA YoungBoy and dissed him extensively. G Money would rap saying that he will send a blitz to take out YoungBoy and his team for dissing him, as well as warning YoungBoy that he will kill him for beefing with them. G Money also appeared on Scotty Kane's song Ain't Gone Ride, where G Money rapped how he heard someone dissing him, but he can't kill them because they keep posting on Instagram. When YoungBoy got out of jail, he dropped his AI YoungBoy mixtape, and that included numerous lyrics seemingly responding to G Money, like the track Ride On 'Em, where YoungBoy seemed to say outright that he's not squashing the beef and that he just talked to the devil, as well as saying that the only way the beef is going to end is if G Money gets shot. And he would go on to rap that he's dropping a bag on him and his crew and that they're going to ride on him and smash him. YoungBoy was seemingly letting the whole world know that he was...
When niggas say we gonna drop a bag on them, who are you dropping the bag to? You hiring mercenaries? GTA style? I'm confused, like, who are you dropping a bag on? A regular street nigga? Like, that's retarded, bro. Like, you gonna hire a professional? Cause these niggas still be walking around. I'm gonna put a bag on your head. But who are you paying? You feel me?
Planning to pay to have G Money killed. And throughout the verses, he would make bold claims saying that he's going to get it by any means and that the beef is never getting squashed. He would claim that his rising fame had his rivals mad, and saying that somebody is going to get their head bust for making a diss song about him. YoungBoy would also claim to be the reason that their friend got killed, going on to rap that somebody shot up his grandmother's house with a .22, but his shooters got back and sent the ops a special delivery from YoungBoy. Now, it's unclear exactly who YoungBoy is talking about having had killed here, but it could have something to do with a rumor that members from a TBG-affiliated crew called TMH, or Too Many Hitters, shot up YoungBoy's grandmother's house, with TMH32 later denying having shot up YoungBoy's grandmother's house in his song FAM. Anyway, clearly G Money wasn't scared of YoungBoy's counter-threats, so he would decide to turn the disrespect up to a whole new level. On August the 15th, 2017, a sensational interview emerged where G Money seemed to be talking extremely recklessly about YoungBoy, suggesting that they used to be homies, but pointing the finger at YoungBoy, saying that he started sneak dissing him once he became successful.
So, I mean, do y'all have history? Were y'all ever cool?
Of course, it's
years prior?
Number one instigator.
Like my little partner, he used to be like my little brother. He stayed with me and everything. Everything was still all good until he started, you know what I'm saying, like doing his own thing, getting him a little buzz, getting a little money, and he just got the big head and just started like in it, like the feelings he been feeling probably deep down inside that he was scared to put out. He let that out once he got a name and got from down here.
And then G Money dropped maximum shade by being very disrespectful about YoungBoy's sister and saying that he'd slept with her.
He mad about his sister too, though.
About his sister?
Yeah, I had her a long time ago.
Damn.
Oh, okay.
Initially, G Money and YoungBoy would go back and forth on Instagram, with G Money making a post suggesting that he's not jealous of YoungBoy because he's already rich and living where the white folks live.
Living like I'm already rich and I ain't even rich yet. And I'm living with the white folks. What's wrong with these niggas? Don't impress me, man. You hear me? I know real money, man. Don't impress me, man. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? Copycat. The next you see me do, you want to do, but you supposed to be up, though.
YoungBoy would reply with his own story, asking G Money why he doesn't like him, and saying that he doesn't like G Money and he's down to beef.
Saying, Dick, what you don't like me or something like that around? I'm saying, like, what you got something against me? Say that there, man. Don't be on Instagram that in 2 different states. You know what it is. Stop playing. What you said? Huh? I'm about beefing. What it is? You hear me? You is. Get it. Don't you, man? I don't like you. I'm gonna keep on it. I don't like you.
G Money would reply saying F YoungBoy and he doesn't care if he doesn't like him, going on to accuse him of copying his style by posting pictures with a Mercedes G-Wagon.
Much don't like a it's not. You know, for you to like, you hear me? You know what I'm saying? Just copying off I pull up in that wagon, you gonna take a picture by a G-Wagon. Boy, you really my son. Stop watching me, man. Oh yeah. Get off.
Then, a few days later, G-Money would officially go at YoungBoy on wax with the scathing diss track, Industry. G-Money's diss song Industry called out YoungBoy and the whole NBA crew on a number of bases. It had those lyrics that seemed to hint that YoungBoy had been the one who tipped off G-Money about his cousin Boozilla running off with drugs, and it had more lines seemingly confirming that he had hooked up with YoungBoy's sister, putting maximum disrespect on him. He also dissed YoungBoy for sneak dissing him, and as the title of the song suggested, it dropped shade on YoungBoy for signing a record deal and no longer being in the streets, with G-Money suggesting that after signing this deal, YoungBoy had turned industry. The song also had another important lyric that seemed to confirm rumors that G-Money had actually had a price put on his head. G-Money even mentions YoungBoy's mother, saying he can't kill him because he's Sharonda's son, indicating that G-Money knows YoungBoy's mother well.
Sharonda?
He also called out 3-3 and Montana from NBA, saying that they don't want beef with him. G-Money also brushed off YoungBoy's earlier suggestion that he could pay to have him killed, saying that he will kill anyone who tries them, ultimately declaring Baton Rouge his city. The music video for Industry also included a Chucky doll, which was actually a reference to an early YoungBoy video called What I Was Taught that dropped way back in September 2016. But G-Money wasn't done there. The following month, he would continue to diss YoungBoy, dropping yet another diss song, this time in a remix to Bodak Yellow, calling YoungBoy a fake and warning him not to mess with TBG, as well as saying that YoungBoy is hating on G over a woman and that he used to be TBG but switched up on the crew. G would also shade YoungBoy for signing to a label, saying that by contrast, he got to where he was without a deal, as well as warning that he would be sending shooters to YoungBoy's home. He would reference the NBA crew, saying that he thinks he's Steph Curry, referring to a player in the actual NBA known for his accurate shooting, and G would end the song saying that somebody tried to kill him but failed and got killed in return. It would seem for a while that YoungBoy just wasn't responding, but G-Money would continue to go at YoungBoy and the NBA crew any chance he got. In a September Instagram live session, he would continue throwing shade at YoungBoy, mentioning that a Baton Rouge rapper got hot and left everyone behind, and saying that YoungBoy is scared of him and his gang.
These rappers in Baton Rouge be hating anyway, you hear me? These don't be sticking together down here. So what the fuck I look like getting you? When you do this and do that and do that, you ain't sticking with it. You. All these down here, man. You heard me? Most of these head of man. You see, put your head down, nigga. And I can be by myself and you can be with 1,000, man. Yeah, for real. Yeah. If you ain't with us, you can't hang with my gang. And that's on God. Ain't no banging with the gang. I ain't tripping on no dissing on none of that, you heard me? It's all good. But just remember, it was there for now. I ain't never do no fake hating that like us, you hear me?
G-Money would go on to diss YoungBoy's whole family and say that he's TBG until he dies.
Like on everything I love, man. You, your mama, your brother, your cousin, your auntie, your uncle, whoever. Yeah, TBG can really gang TBG till I die.
G would also claim to be respected on YoungBoy's native Chippewa Street, saying that he pulled up with his gun and that people had tried to protect YoungBoy.
I ran on Chippewa, man. You heard me? I respected out there. You know what I'm saying? I pulled up out there with a 38 when the whole chopper trying to save a. But I ain't gonna speak on it. You heard me? Way throwback. You heard me? 13, you know. 14, 15, 16. You know, throwback. Damn, man, who got a problem with Young around here? Now Young on the other side. Ain't crazy?
He would also diss YoungBoy's team, saying that everybody in TBG is a boss.
How you be how he a boss and he got a CEO and all that shit, you hear me? You know, that bullshit. They got run them. Don't nobody run nobody over here. Everybody.
This shit kind of weak, bro.
My name's Daryl Dixon.
Told you.
I went out looking for something.
Saying YoungBoy won't survive a beef with him. Very threats might have had something to do with potentially putting a price on G-Money's head. And in September, G-Money would seemingly be posting disses to YoungBoy on social media, all while giving clues as to his own exact location. In one video, G-Money, standing outside, would claim that YoungBoy started rapping and became a killer after he got a record deal.
Say, Lil, you know you ain't living like that, man. You get a deal and you done turn to a killer. When you start doing all that, man, you know you ain't cut like that, man. You know TBG been your muscle, boy. And the same you talking about usually don't live in jail, wherever they at, man. That's the same you out of Nouveau in the city, man. Yeah, you remember Will? Yeah, Will's out there. Yeah, you remember you ran out that store, man. You know what's happening with us, man. You hear me? Real. And I'm living out shit, you hear me? Everything you got with a deal, like I without a deal, man. You hear me? You know, 30 plus on my with no deal. Yeah, for real. Driving in $100,000 coupes, man. Yeah, with no deal, boy. You better stop playing and stay in your place, son.
If you watch that clip carefully, you can see a window with white bars and black shutters beside it, with the building itself having red brickwork and a black security door. In this clip, G-Money is standing in front of a recording studio at the 1900 block of Dallas Drive that TBG were known to record at. This studio was also featured prominently in the music video for G-Money and Boulevard Quick's song Set Trippin'. And this studio is the exact location where G-Money would unfortunately lose his life. On the 10th of September...
See, nah, bro. Bro. That's just retarded. That's stupid, bro. You got ops. Yeah, you got ops niggas want to kill you and shit, bro. And you at the same studio. The same studio. Niggas know what studio you be at. And you... Nah, bro. I'll be at a studio 2 hours away type shit. No, bro.
September 2017, G-Money would be seen on Instagram at his usual recording studio working on music, seemingly recording a YoungBoy diss song with lyrics where he says that your favorite rapper is a liar.
G-Money in the studio 2 hours before his death. This was 2 hours. Nigga seen the clip. Nigga seen the clip and was like, oh, he at the studio? Bet I know where that's at. We on his ass. That's how that went. Promise you, that's how that went.
At around 1:30 AM, G-Money would be found shot in front of that very recording studio that he recently went live at. Fat Chapo, who was with him at the time of the shooting, said that G-Money was caught off guard by a shooter as he walked out of the studio.
I was the first out the door. I'm the one called for help. G walked out that door by himself. I told him before he walked out the door, like, he walked out the door on his own. And they start shooting. When they start shooting, I really didn't know what was going on because I heard a boom, but the music was playing, so it was kind of muffled. As soon as the shooting stopped, I ran out the door. Nobody was I still never saw nobody. And I saw G laying right there on the ground. And once I seen him, all I could do was call 911. You know, try to get help.
Once police arrived, officers would be seen in the dark, taping off the scene and doing forensic work, and G-Money would end up leaving the scene in a coroner's van, just like the one that he had showed in his music video Industry, where he said that he would put his ops on the news. And the following morning, the news would indeed report on this tragic killing.
Baton Rouge police are looking into a deadly shooting that claimed the life of a local rapper. Police say someone shot and killed 22-year-old Garrett Burton on Dallas Street around 1:20 last night. Burton performed under the name G-Money. Right now, police have not named any suspects or motive. If you can help police or have any tips, you can report them anonymously to Crime Stoppers.
One of G-Money's closest friends and fellow TBG-affiliated rapper Fredo Bang, in a DJ Small Eyes interview, would recount breaking down in jail when he heard the news of G's death.
I just broke down in tears, like you know how a baby cry, and you know how a baby cry just yell. I just sat there and locked up.
Scotty Kane would also react to G-Money's death, even telling followers that he was getting DMs telling him that he would be killed next.
Man, I wake up to every day, man. My partner got killed. What the oh like that, son? Then it's sad to say, man. Talking about not even 25 yet. Like, come on, man. Like, it ain't that serious, son. Before I let you take me, dog, I'm slinging this. Whoever, whatever, and I don't care who love who, I'm going on my move. Get the from my DM talking about I'm next and all that. Man, I ain't worried about none of that. I ain't worried about none of that. Oh man, when it's my time regardless, but I ain't worried about none of that. Better stop playing with kill y'all, said I do not play by my life at all. I'm gonna step, yeah. I don't give you know, yeah, I'm gonna die about it for real, you know.
The day after G-Money was killed, it seemed that fans would have...
Niggas say he don't play about his life, but you're beefing with niggas. Like, bro. You say you gonna kill somebody. You say I'm gonna kill you. Wait, hold on. If you say you gonna kill me, bro, I'm gonna kill you first. Respectfully, bro. Like, I'm gonna catch you first before you catch me. Hey.
Attend the scene of the murder, filming the location, and peculiarly finding
the murder anthems.
YoungBoy's run from 2015 to the end of 2017 was one of a kind. He dropped 8 solo mixtapes and 1 joint one with Moneybagg Yo, giving fans more music in his formative years than some artists deliver in their entire careers. And this generosity with his art was rewarded by a cult following of loyal fans who fell in love with the music and would always show up for him from here on out. 3 songs on the Billboard Hot 100 and 3 projects on Billboard's 200 albums charts. YoungBoy was flourishing in the music industry since signing his Monster 5 album $2 million deal with Atlantic. But YoungBoy was making murder music all about violence and killing. And before we go any further, I just want to address something. In YoungBoy's songs from 2017 and in numerous tracks that came later in his career, he seemingly claims to have 7 bodies. And despite being considered a mainstream artist making music for
Oh, 7 bodies? We ain't even seen one yet. What are we doing here, bro?
respected record labels, the content of his music, and his own statements in these songs has led to intense speculation over whether or not YoungBoy has in fact personally killed anyone, or more specifically, more than 7 people, as he claims in many of his songs, with many wondering exactly who these people he claimed to have killed might have been. This is not dissimilar to all of the speculation that has surrounded Chicago drill rapper King Von, who was rumored to have killed at least 7 people, with his name being connected to as many as 11 murders, with an endless collection of tweets and lyrics which saw King Von himself seemingly confessing to playing a role in these specific murders. I personally believe that King Von did indeed kill at least 7 people, and I covered this extensively in my recent video, King Von, Rap's First Serial Killer. But when it comes to YoungBoy, it's much harder to say. After the alleged killer of G Money was revealed to have been an affiliate of the NBA crew, many people thought YoungBoy had directly paid for this hit. YoungBoy has released lyrics before and after G Money's death, suggesting that he was willing to engage in murder for hire, like the track Ride On 'Em, and years later, on his Richest Op album, rapping on the song Dirty Thug, that he just has to pay the fee for his shooters to leave people dead in the street. Also on the track Bitch Let's Do It, where YoungBoy claimed that his gang would creep up and put his ops' heads on pillows. He would also rap that he used his dollars to send hits through the city, and that when this worked, he went on to go crazy with bodies. Also on the track Slimes Go Where I Go, YoungBoy opens his verse confessing that he believes he could get 100 years in jail for the murders he's been involved in. As his career has gone on, more and more fans have theorized as to whether or not YoungBoy has killed, or whether he has at least had people killed. There's even a fan theory that YoungBoy has a child for every person he kills. A theory partly supported by lyrics on a leaked song that didn't end up on the album top, but was circulating in the days leading up to its release. A song apparently titled Soul Stealer, where YoungBoy raps that he has guns with bodies on them and that he's part of a group that he had to kill to join. Even ending the song saying that he's 7 up, but he needs 3 more, and saying that he needs 10 bodies, 10 hats, and 10 mama baby souls. Which, if you consider the fact that he apparently has 10 or 11 kids at this point, could very well hold water. However, some of the conspiracy theories on exactly who YoungBoy may be referring to when he says he has over 7 bodies do seem like a bit of a stretch. The first person YoungBoy is rumored to have killed or had killed was one of the killers of YoungBoy's childhood friend Lil Dave, with this speculation being based off a single YoungBoy lyric where he appeared to suggest that he paid for vengeance for Dave after he begun making large sums of money. Years later, on the track F the Industry Part 2 on his album Richest Op, YoungBoy would drop a lyric seemingly confessing to having had to kill somebody at age 16, but it's unclear who this may have been. But on the same song, YoungBoy would also drop a menacing lyric saying that he witnessed somebody beating his mother as a child and that he killed them when he grew up. Whether or not you believe that YoungBoy would be capable of killing somebody, you can't deny the fact that after his cousin Boozilla got killed, he caught a double attempted murder charge whilst personally trying to avenge his cousin. However, as the judge acknowledged, nobody actually did die in this case. G Money, however, was less lucky, being gunned down after trading public death threats with YoungBoy. And while the actual shooters of G Money were never found, the conviction of a prominent NBA member on accessory charges firmly pointed the finger at the NBA camp. The next alleged killing is a rumor that's heavily debated amongst YoungBoy fans. An unreleased YoungBoy song called Money Man has been circulating on YouTube, Reddit, and SoundCloud for a number of years. The song isn't listed on lyric breakdown sites like Genius.com, but the track itself does include some outrageous lyrics that have gone viral numerous times on Reddit, particularly lyrics that seem to suggest that YoungBoy killed a rival gang member's girlfriend in retaliation for his grandmother's house being shot up. This all relates to a feud with another set of Baton Rouge street hitters called TMH, or Too Many Hitters. The story goes that somebody from TMH shot up YoungBoy's grandmother's house. However, TMH32 would later deny this shooting in lyrics on his song FAN. But according to lyrics from YoungBoy's song Money Man, another person from TMH by the name of Hammer was actually targeted in a shooting, which unfortunately ended up claiming the life of his girlfriend. Now, while this is just a lyric and an unreleased freestyle, YoungBoy fans on Reddit have desperately tried to solve this crime, with one theory suggesting that the victim was a 19-year-old woman by the name of Ernesia Barnes. The news would go on to report on the shooting, suggesting that she was a passenger in a car hit by accident whilst the shooting targeted the driver.
We also have now learned the identity and the name of that 19-year-old woman. Police tell us that it was about 10:15 last night when an unknown...
Illegal fentanyl has made its way into the drug supply. It only takes the tiniest amount to cause a fatal...
YoungBoy had a wildly successful start to 2018.
Let's make sure we're still recording. I'll be damned if she was recording. Good. Bet it up.
After releasing his debut album Until Death Call My Name. And one man who no doubt played a major role in securing these major career wins was his close friend and manager, Desmond Dump Hardnett. Nicknamed Dump because he apparently loved to play with dump trucks as a child. He grew up and became a key man in YoungBoy's operation, and they would foster a close personal friendship during YoungBoy's come-up, with that close friendship ultimately making the loss of Dump a devastating tragedy for YoungBoy. On May the 4th, 2018, just before 6 p.m, Big Dump was apparently standing on Nairn Street outside his uncle's house next to his childhood home, when a car pulled up and somebody opened fire on Dump and a woman he was standing with. Baton Rouge police officers responded to a report of a drive-by shooting. When they arrived, they found Dump and a woman suffering from gunshot wounds. They would both be taken to the hospital, but sadly Dump would pass away.
Baton Rouge police say 29-year-old Desmond Hardnett died last night from his injuries. Police say Hardnett and a 32-year-old woman were both shot during a drive-by shooting yesterday afternoon. That happened near the corner of Nairn and Baywell. We're told the woman's injuries are not expected to be life-threatening.
Within a few days of Dump's murder, local news outlets would begin reporting on his connection to YoungBoy and the NBA crew. Many years later, Lil Dump, Big Dump's nephew, would even return to the location of the murder, explaining in a vlog exactly how that day went down.
What the business is, Lil Dump. I'm running it about my life and how I grew up. Let's get it. My Uncle Dump died on this street I grew up on. My uncle died by himself with nobody around, you feel what I'm saying? Like, no homeboys, no none of that shit. My uncle died at this house. Basically, he ran from here to there, under my uncle's driveway. That's how it happened.
Naturally, YoungBoy would be heartbroken after the loss of Dump, and in the years following Dump's death, YoungBoy memorialized his fallen brother in numerous songs, like in his September 2018 track, R.I.P. Dump, a heartfelt tribute to his fallen manager, a song that was part of YoungBoy's 4-track EP, For Loyalty. On the song R.I.P. Dump, YoungBoy expresses his sorrow and sadness.
Hey. Dirk said, if you can't get the main nigga, then you better get his guys. Facts, bro. If you can't get the main nigga, hey, we gonna knock off everybody around you until we get you.
Sadness at losing his right-hand man, and seemingly vowing revenge, saying that he has killers backing him up, as well as hinting towards a certain deceased op, rapping that somebody else can't diss because they're dead now. YoungBoy would continue to pay homage to Dump in his music for years to come. He would also drop the 2022 track Letter to Big Dump, a track that was written in the perspective of YoungBoy writing a letter to Dump in the afterlife, updating him on all the progress that he had made since Dump passed away. It would also include a lyric where YoungBoy claimed to have had a conversation with the person who put a hit on Dump, with Fredo Bang confirming in a Vlad TV interview in 2023 that he did indeed have a phone call with YoungBoy.
Did the two of you get on the phone together?
We talked.
Clearly, YoungBoy knew who was responsible, and it didn't take long for people to begin making theories of their own. Following this tragic incident, many people began to point the finger at TBG, with the main names involved in TBG at this point being Fredo Bang, Lit Yoshi, and Boulevard Quick. And as time went on, there would be numerous lyrics coming out of the TBG Records camp that hinted towards the group having had something to do with the murder of Dump. Fredo Bang was particularly hurt by the loss of his friend G Money, explaining to DJ Small's Eyes in an interview that he broke down in tears in jail when he heard the news of G's death. Fredo Bang was incarcerated on a 2016 attempted murder charge at the time of G Money's death.
They had a shooting by the studio, man. Like, G got killed. So I'm like, man, I ain't trying to hear out. You know what I'm saying? Hang up in his face. I dropped the phone. I just broke down in tears. Like, Like, you know how a baby crying in front of 120 grown men, you know what I'm saying, in a real war zone.
And he would go on to publicly blame himself for G-Money's murder, suggesting that had he been free, G might still be alive today. As well as saying in an interview that G-Money was supposed to leave Baton Rouge, but he had waited around because he knew Fredo Bang was due to get out of jail soon.
The only reason G was in Baton Rouge was because he was waiting on me. I was supposed to get released that week.
Ironically, Fredo Bang caught his charges back in 2016 before the beef between YoungBoy and G-Money had escalated, and Fredo would even later claim in interviews that he was cool with NBA when he went to jail, and that he didn't even realize that they were in a serious beef until G-Money had died. A month after Dump's death, Fredo Bang would be a free man, and he would release a tribute song to his fallen friend G-Money titled Father, where Fredo would be seen in the video visiting G-Money's grave. As well as being a tribute to mourn the loss of G-Money, Fredo Bang would also drop hints in the song alluding to revenge, at one point hinting towards having placed a hit on someone from jail, and ending his second verse saying that now G-Money is dead, he will have to sin again. But Fredo's lyrics merely hinted at revenge for what had happened to G. However, other, more disrespectful songs would be released not long after, sending suspicions through the roof. Fredo Bang and Boulevard Quick had a song called Body Bag, which released just 2 months after Dump's death. And in the music video, Fredo Bang was seen swinging around another Chucky doll. This is a reference to G-Money's music video industry, which itself was a reference to YoungBoy's video What I Was Taught. Something that signals to me a very personal message from Fredo Bang that all of these videos are connected. But beyond the visuals, the lyrics to Body Bag painted a shocking picture. Fredo would rap that they—
What this got to do with Big Dump? On to the next.
By summer 2018, the Baton Rouge rap scene was in the grips of a violent gang war between numerous factions. The 2016 murder of NBA YoungBoy's cousin Boozilla was just the first in a chain of deadly shootings that would claim the lives of members on both sides. After narrowly beating 2 attempted murder charges trying to avenge his cousin, YoungBoy would ultimately remain free to pursue his music career, but the NBA members backing him would seemingly continue to wage war against his rivals in the streets. The September 2017 murder of former friend turned rap rival G-Money would see his friends from his crew TBG looking to avenge him, and ultimately that revenge would come in the form of the murder of YoungBoy's close friend and manager Big Dump in May 2018. But the violence would be far from over. Before Boozilla was killed, he had released a song called Forgive Me where he dissed another local—
Wait a minute. Real killer or fake gangster? To the looks of it, he ain't killed Boozilla. G-Money, maybe, maybe not. Then Big Dump, he ain't killed Big Dump. What are we talking about here? This thing ain't killed shit so far.
Local rapper by the name of FL Doosa. Boozilla would be killed soon after, and that music video would be flooded with comments suggesting that Doosa had something to do with his death. On June 3rd, 2018, violence would reignite once again on Kentucky Street, which is interestingly the very street that YoungBoy and his NBA affiliates shot up in retaliation for Boozilla's murder. And it would be here that FL Doosa, along with 2 other gunmen, would be involved in a shootout on 2000 Kentucky Street. According to the police, one person was shot 3 times in the back, and another was hit in the arm and leg, with cops finding 27 shell casings in the street. Reportedly, one of the victims was BBGD, who was shot in the back, and according to a news article, one of the victims even identified the shooter as FL Doosa, as well as another person who was not initially named, but later confirmed to have been taken into custody. Rumours would later circulate that BBGD had cooperated with authorities to identify Doosa as the shooter, partly due to TBG rapper Lit Yoshi seemingly telling fans that Doosa was doing 5 years due to NBA members ratting on him, and he denied wanting to beef with NBA.
Oh, I'm not even gonna lie, bro. This shit ain't hitting. This shit really not hitting right now. He ain't killed Dirk. Not even gonna get into that. We're gonna hop into NBA's biggest nightmare. All right, let's peep this one out. Man, I ain't gonna hold you. We're gonna get to the best. Last but not least, save the best for last. The King Von joint, cause this shit bullshit. I ain't gonna hold you. It's not hidden. Shit not hidden.
If you watched my recent video, King Von, Rap's First Serial Killer, then you'll already know about the dark past of Chicago rapper King Von. But in case you didn't, let me get you up to speed. King Von is a rapper hailing from Chicago, more specifically, the Parkway Gardens housing projects, better known as O Block. This housing development is famous for its association with the pioneer of Chicago drill music, Chief Keef, the teenage rap phenomenon who brought Chicago drill music to the mainstream of rap. With his raps all about the violent gang wars playing out in Chicago, giving many all over the world their first look at gang life in America's most dangerous city. But back in 2012, when Chief Keef was making music all about the gang wars in his city, King Von was really living those lyrics. Von was a prominent member of the Black Disciples street gang, specifically the set hailing from O Block, who were engaged in a bitter war with their rivals, a group of gangster disciples from 63rd. In my previous video about King Von, I reviewed King Von's rumored involvement in as many as 7...
See, this what we missing, bro. YoungBoy, I ain't gonna lie, I don't think this nigga YoungBoy got no bodies. Maybe one. One maybe confirmed, maybe. And probably a few had to be involved. But other than that, bro, that nigga ain't killing shit. But this nigga King Von, on the other hand, he for sure murked K.I. Malcolm, he watch the video, bro. It goes into depth. He murked them niggas.
Gang-related murders between 2012 and 2014, and I made the argument that he is in fact a serial killer by FBI's own definition of the term, due to the fact that he appeared to claim responsibility for more than 3 murders with more than a month's time span between them. But it wasn't just that I believe made Von a serial killer. It's the fact that even after beating a murder charge in 2017, he would be released from jail, at which point he would partner with his childhood friend and prominent Chicago drill rapper Lil Durk, launching his very own rap career, not only using his music to boast about and drop clues concerning the at least 7 murders he was associated with, but he would allegedly use the money he made rapping about these murders to continue to have people killed, with Von taking a great deal of personal gratification from being known all over the world for getting away with this series of gruesome murders. And with his jaw-dropping raps all about specific murders that he had been associated with over the years, rap and true crime fans all over the world flocked to Von's music, with intense debate taking place over whether or not he truly was the multiple murderer he claimed to be in his songs. Over the course of 2019 and 2020, King Von would release a string of well-received songs that made him an infamous figure in the rap world. Most notably, his Crazy Story series of songs, where he used lyrics to tell a...
I know it sounds like I'm glazing, bro. This was really my favorite rap from 2020. That's not even assuming I'm lying. It was a minute, bro. Oh my...
vivid story of life in the streets, all about his attempts to rob people, getting in shootouts, and using women to set up his ops to get killed. One of Von's biggest career moments came in 2020, when he released his song Took Her to the O. This storytelling song painted a picture of Von using a woman to set up and kill real-life rival rapper of his, FBG Duck. The music video would even depict Von shooting FBG Duck and leaving him dead on the ground. Then, in an eerie turn of events, the real-life FBG Duck would be shot dead in the middle of a busy Chicago street by a gang of masked men only months after this video was released. Took Her to the O would become one of King Von's biggest hits, sitting in a catalogue of other big songs and features with millions of views and streams. By mid-2020, King Von was a multi-millionaire rapper with a bright future and one of the biggest buzzes in the rap game. But behind the scenes, there was seemingly tension brewing between him and YoungBoy, who at the time, in mid-2020, was the undisputed king of street rap, having dropped a string of chart-topping projects. Now, it's unclear exactly where the beef between Von and YoungBoy's crew started, but it likely all had something to do with Von's friend and mentor, Chicago rapper Lil Durk. Lil Durk and YoungBoy actually collaborated on a November 2017 track called My Side, and it's believed that Lil Durk had even tried to sign YoungBoy back in 2017, with this being revealed on the intro to YoungBoy's song GG on AI YoungBoy, where he raps, "Tell OTF I do not sign, NBA, that be my gang." As we now know, YoungBoy went on to sign a lucrative multi-million-dollar deal with Atlantic. Ultimately, signing to Lil Durk, let's face it, in 2017 would not have been a great career move. At that point, while he was a respected artist in the streets of Chicago, Lil Durk's biggest career achievement was his 2015 Remember My Name album, which peaked at 14 on the Billboard Albums chart. Lil Durk had never had a song on the charts at this point, and by the end of 2017, YoungBoy had surpassed Durk's chart record with 3 songs on the Billboard Hot 100 and 3 projects on Billboard's 200 albums charts. In many ways, YoungBoy dodged a bullet by not signing with Durk and quickly surpassed him in every way. Lil Durk's career was essentially floundering until King Von came out of jail and re-energized him. Durk's only song on Billboard before 2020 was an appearance on a 2018 Lil Baby and Gunna track off White V-Lone. But by the end of 2019, Lil Durk had 7 projects land on the Billboard 200 albums charts. But in the time since turning Durk's offer down, YoungBoy had amassed 17 songs charting on the Billboard Hot 100 and 13 projects charting on Billboard's 200 albums chart. While YoungBoy had seemingly turned down the chance to align himself with Durk and his OTF collective, he had built up a legacy in his own right, and at this point, there was seemingly no beef with them. In 2018, Lil Durk would be seen popping up in an IG Live with YoungBoy, where things seemed cool between them. Also in 2018, Lil Durk would continue his hunt for other up-and-coming street rappers to align himself with and potentially sign to his label. Another up-and-comer that Lil Durk discovered early was Savannah street superstar Quando Rondo, who after blowing up with his track I Remember, featuring Atlanta legend and close friend of Lil Durk's, Lil Baby, would go on to collaborate with Durk on the song Other Side, which appeared on Quando's first commercial mixtape, Life Before Fame. In fact, Quando and his team were clearly big fans of Durk, with Quando's cousin and close friend Lil Pab tweeting his love of Lil Durk's song This Ain't What You Want way back in 2013, saying that this song is better than everything. After the success of his first major single and mixtape, the rap industry was buzzing around Quando Rondo, and there would be intense competition between labels trying to sign him. But he would eventually catch the attention of fellow singing gangster rapper YoungBoy, who commented on his video asking Quando for his number.
And he commented under the video and wanted my number and stuff.
YoungBoy and Quando would connect and hit it off behind the scenes, and in June 2018, Quando would officially sign to YoungBoy's label, Never Broke Again, announcing it to Instagram with a post, attracting congratulatory replies from NBA heavy hitters. And days later, Quando would be seen on stage with YoungBoy and the NBA crew, where he received his NBA chain from OG3 and throws up Rollin' 60 Crip gang signs for the crowd.
Never broke again, too.
Oh! Yeah. Stop playing like ain't game now. On the count of 3, everybody say NBA never broke again. 1, 2, 3. NBA never broke again! Hey, bro, I appreciate that bit, bro. He said,
this nigga don't even bang no more. Niggas a bitch.
Eventually, Quando ends up appearing. Despite how things played out, it didn't seem from the outset that there was any kind of tension between Durk, YoungBoy, and Quando. Durk would even name Quando as one of the artists he was spending a lot of time in the studio with in a 2018 XXL interview. Funnily enough, Quando also shouted out Lil Durk in 2 tracks on his 2019 mixtape From the Neighborhood to the Stage, rapping in Dope Boy Dreams that he signed to the streets 3 times, he feels like Durk, referencing Lil Durk's Signed to the Streets mixtape series, and rapping on the song My Section that Durk had told him to treat the rap game like the drug game, perhaps an indication that Durk had been giving Quando advice on how to navigate the industry before he signed to NBA. At the end of March 2019, Quando would actually be seen backstage with Lil Durk's newest artist, King Von, wearing a matching outfit and hyping King Von up by dissing his ops from 63rd in Chicago.
I'm saying though, 63rd, dirty. I'm talking about.
Bro, he said Quando is really
64, y'all 60 over there smoking crack.
In August 2019, Lil Durk puts out a list of his 50 greatest rappers, and both YoungBoy and Quando Rondo are on that list. Durk would caption that image, saying that these rappers are people that changed the culture. And I would argue in many ways that Lil Durk was clearly inspired by Quando and YoungBoy's style of gangster pain music. And arguably, Durk's career revival in 2019 and 2020 was helped massively by the popularity of the type of auto-tuned gangster rap singing that YoungBoy was most known for.
There's nothing more powerful than you making your thing happen. Really?
Durk and Quando would seemingly remain friends into the start of 2020, with Durk even appearing on Quando's song Safest, even shouting him out as one of his favourite rappers. However, it would seem that somewhere in 2020, things would change, and that would all have something to do with King Von. Despite playing nice backstage with Quando in March 2019, a month before, King Von appeared to diss YoungBoy in front of a fan on IG Live.
You YoungBoy? Why? Just damn.
man. But if like you cheat, go ahead and say you I'm gonna hang up with your ass.
Don't I raise
I just left.
He alright.
He cool,
I
right?
don't know, so I can't speak on
He ain't all that, you know.
What's up? What you trying to say? Like,
I'm just trying to see what you feel about the nigga. He cool.
he's straight. He's straight. He ain't better than you. He ain't better than you.
Yeah, for sure. Cause he don't be doing I ain't gonna do it. Cause he, hey.
Von would continue to disrespect YoungBoy publicly following this, a month later, in March, taking to social media to say that YoungBoy's music is full of lies, and that he's not a real gangster like he says he is in his music.
YoungBoy talking about on this song, bro.
What?
You talking crazy on this man.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah?
Like that.
Oh!
On this Cap. You got cap in your raps.
Bro, street boss, don't hit the white lady.
You got cap in your raps.
Now, this is interesting because it says to me that perhaps Von's problem with YoungBoy is that he felt he wasn't worthy of his reputation. We've already discussed YoungBoy's numerous lyrics over the years where he appears to infer that he's killed over 7 people. However, this supposed body count has been heavily doubted and debated, with it really being believed that when YoungBoy says he has bodies, he's really referring to the many people around him who have lost their lives over the years. Or at a push, that YoungBoy is perhaps responsible for these killings through either paying assassins to kill for him, or simply the fact that these people end up getting killed when they try and beef with him. The idea that YoungBoy has 7 or more bodies is ambiguous and shrouded in mystery and misdirection. However, when it comes to King Von, the situation is the complete opposite. King Von has rapped repeatedly that he has 7 bodies, and in my video, King Von Raps First Serial Killer, you can quite easily line up King Von's lyrics and tweets with real reported murders in Chicago, along with his own arrest records, to make a very compelling case that Von did indeed personally murder at least 7 people. Von was a killer, and he wanted everyone in the rap industry to know it. And perhaps he was upset at the idea that a man much younger and richer and more successful than him could reach the very top of the gangster rap game without demonstrating that he is truly capable of committing murder firsthand, with Von seemingly deciding that the fastest way to the top of the rap game would be to punk YoungBoy and expose him as a fake killer, proving to the rap game and the world at large that Von had personally committed the murders like he rapped about, unlike YoungBoy, and therefore Von felt he was more worthy of the top spot than YoungBoy. But initially this beef was just petty sneak disses being sent from Von. When YoungBoy was released from jail in August 2019, after he got caught up in the Trump Hotel shooting that violated his probation, Von would welcome him home with a snarky tweet that ended calling him ugly. And over the course of the next year, Von would even be seen copying YoungBoy's mannerisms and beginning to quote him during his Instagram lives.
Boy, as my grandma raised me. You hear me? You know I ain't. What up?
My grandma raised me. You know I ain't no.
Whether there was any real beef between OTF and NBA at the time is unclear, but the two crews were clearly competitive. In October 2019, when DJ Academics would claim that YoungBoy was the realest street rapper to appear since the original Chicago drill scene, Dirk would comment on the post, proposing that King Von was even realer than YoungBoy. Some months later, in February 2020, Von seemed to indicate on Twitter that he and YoungBoy had a song together, telling YoungBoy that he should drop it and stop holding the song so close to his chest. At some point following this, Von would even be seen on an IG Live, suggesting that he likes YoungBoy and that YoungBoy probably has too much going on with his case to reply to him.
I fuck with NBA YoungBoy too. They just got a lot of going on. You just can't be fucking nobody when they got all this going on. You trying to get rich, they trying to, I don't know what they got going on.
It's unclear exactly where this beef between Von and YoungBoy and Quando really started, but two people would seemingly play a major role in the feud escalating. YoungBoy's ex-girlfriend and the mother to his 4th child, Jania, and King Von's ex-girlfriend, female rapper Asian Doll. The relationship between Von and Asian would be revealed to the world in an interview with Lil Durk in early 2019.
King Von, I'm saying he in a relationship too.
Shout out Asian Doll.
Okay. Yeah, he go in, yeah.
You heard it here, man. Who's you? He looking at you like, come on, man.
So
Von appeared to fall deeply in love with Asian Doll. Combine this with his reputation as a prolific killer in the Chicago gang war, and you have a recipe for disaster. Von would tweet saying that he would be willing to beat anyone up who messed with Asian Doll, and he apparently beat a man senseless for calling her a bitch in the studio.
Asian the reason my hair like this. Somebody called my girlfriend a bitch yesterday. And you ain't gonna smack one of them out of. Tell him what happened to my hand, bro.
Folks overbeat his.
Call my girlfriend a
Woke her back up.
I was looking for a car. Then it was walk by. Close in. You already left.
Where you go? That was quick. Everybody did that. I'm doing like y'all finna overdo it. I'm now
It's already, he already did, man. Hold up, already told him. He got blood everywhere, man. He finna get blood.
Asian would appreciate Von's protection, calling him her bodyguard on Twitter, with Von himself saying that he wishes she wasn't a rapper so that he could keep her at home and protect her, saying that he doesn't trust her around other rappers.
But isn't it nice to have somebody in the same industry as you?
No, that ain't. I'd rather have. I wish you. I can't say I wish she wasn't a rapper, nothing like that. But it'd be better if I knew like she's at the house instead of going around all these people that ain't around and damn, what's going on? Now I'm just thinking, what you doing? Why she answer the phone?
And that's how she be feeling.
She feel the same. I just said that.
No, I understand. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I wish my was at the damn house.
Yeah.
Oh, so
You
it's
feel
been
what I'm
times
saying?
where you didn't like it, she had to work with her.
I'm not gonna say nothing because you gotta be.
Feel like y'all gotta
be for sure with yourself, man.
Yeah.
I know I'm that. So
Von was clearly very possessive about Asian Doll, even tweeting that he would kill somebody for messing with her. However, things would eventually get complicated between Von and Asian, and during the summer of 2020, their relationship appeared to go through an on and off stage, where Von would sometimes indicate on social media that the couple had broken up, while at other times they seemed to be back together. Von was apparently a single man again, and after his high-profile relationship with fellow industry rapper and social media star Asian Doll, he would be looking to get into a new entanglement that might grab some headlines. But his next move would be incredibly bold, and seemingly out of nowhere, Von would make a declaration of war against YoungBoy. In mid-August, Von would post a cryptic tweet saying that he had just made a hit song with a female that people won't believe, and that it was going to be crazy. That very same day, images would surface online showing Von spending private time with none other than Jania, the mother of YoungBoy's fourth child. And later, speculation would begin to swirl off the back of tweets made by Von and his sister Kayla that Von and Jania might have even created a sex tape during their time together. And these rumors would later be strengthened by leaked DMs from an alleged inside source who claimed that Von and Jania had indeed slept together.
Whoa. Jania was probably fucking Vaughn. They never met as long as she been fucking him. She seems embarrassed because she know Vaughn is NBA blah blah blah. She stay blowing his phone down. She's obsessed. Don't put his name in. She says in those photos in the studio he fucked her that night. She got Geechee name tatted on her neck. She is desperate in need of a. I don't know what that is.
From an alleged inside source who claimed that Von and Jania had indeed slept together, not recorded music. Rumors that Von would later seemingly confirm in the song Rose Gold with PNB Rock, where he seems to suggest that somebody's baby mother was bad in bed. However, Jania would deny the rumors, saying that they had in fact just made music together so that she can make money for her son.
We walked to the table to play the little game after my studio session, and I went home. That's it. Y'all trying to make stories out of nothing. I don't that man. Like I said, I don't with no. I've been working. We have a song coming out. Y'all wasn't supposed to know, but it is what it is now. We have a song coming out. So when the song come out, y'all with it. Just know it's hard as you feel me. I'm just trying to get my money to take care of my son. Period.
Her claims would also be supported by leaked DMs, this time from Von, who alleged that he was just trying to make Asian Doll mad and jealous. However, Asian Doll would then challenge Jania's claims, claiming that she had actually seen romantic DMs between Von and Jania.
Now, I've seen that in them DMs. I've been seeing. None of this not a surprise. So all that song.
Whatever the truth may be, this certainly wasn't the first time that Jania had been rumoured to have had relations with YoungBoy's enemies, as she had previously been connected to both Fredo Bang and Jay the Young'un. Furthermore, leaked DMs from YoungBoy's future wife Jaslyn would seem to suggest that YoungBoy was still hooking up with Jania while she was running around with Von. Nevertheless, despite YoungBoy's relationship with Jania officially being over at this point, he took this rumoured hookup between Von and Jania as a very personal attack from Von, and the following day, YoungBoy would respond, posting a picture of him and his son holding stacks of cash, along with a caption saying that since Von likes to troll so much, he's going to make sure that when his son grows up, he smashes Von's daughter. Now, around the same time, for reasons that are still largely unknown, Von's childhood friend and fellow Chirac savage Lil Reese decided to join the beef by tweeting his intentions to beat up YoungBoy's artist Quando Rondo, to which Quando would reply saying that Reese won't do anything.
Man, ain't gonna do nothing to me. No academics. Man, you don't deserve to live no more bit, bro. I hope you on God.
At this point, seemingly out of nowhere, suddenly YoungBoy and Quando were beefing with Lil Durk, King Von, and Lil Reese, three of the most famous and respected rappers ever to come out of Chicago. War had now been declared, and things were about to escalate. That same day, YoungBoy would also go live while playing an unreleased song. This song would later turn out to be the murder anthem, Dead Trolls, with YoungBoy addressing Von, saying that he wants to see him, and saying that he shouldn't come fishing around his lake, which kind of suggests that Von used the pictures with Jania to bait YoungBoy into beefing him. In the next lyric, YoungBoy makes the wild claim to have 7 bodies in his hometown, just like Von was rumoured to have 7 bodies in Chicago, before then going on to threaten to shoot somebody from out of town as soon as they land, and seemingly dissing Jania for messing with his ops for money. YoungBoy would also rap that his ops are mad that they can't get a feature from him, perhaps a hint to a potentially uncleared collaboration between the two artists being held back by YoungBoy, as one of Von's earlier tweets seemed to suggest. And in the song's outro, YoungBoy makes an interesting reference to the Chicago basketball legend D. Rose, who had a phenomenal start to his career in his hometown team Chicago Bulls, but later went through difficult times in other cities and teams due to injuries. A possible reference to the fact that Lil Durk and Von had moved out of Chicago to Atlanta at this point in their careers, as well as the fact that they famously were friends with another gang member from Chicago who went by the nickname D. Rose. Now, fans' reaction to this song was mixed, with some arguing that it was dedicated to the numerous other enemies that YoungBoy had made in the rap game and the streets over the years, while others would argue that the entire song was all about King Von. Some would even later claim that the song had actually predicted King Von's death, as YoungBoy raps about planning on
staying in something Atlanta too when they get up with me, but I don't fuck with you.
Killing someone in Atlanta, while also claiming that he will do it after their show where their next one is at. And while that certainly seems far-fetched and more like a creepy coincidence, what isn't a coincidence is the fact that YoungBoy decided to drop this snippet right after Von had been seen photographed with the mother of his child. A day later, Von tweets claiming not to have a girlfriend and to be focusing on his career. But it seems that Von had paid attention to YoungBoy, because just a few days after the snippet of Dead Trolls hit the internet, Von would drop a snippet of his own, a track titled Too Real, a song where he raps that he will expose someone and that he's going to kill someone because of a rap beef. About a month later in September, Von would address the beef with YoungBoy during an IG live, saying that he doesn't want beef over insignificant things and with people from other states, but if he gets the feeling that someone doesn't like him, he really doesn't even need a reason to escalate things.
Look, for everybody, I ain't a tour with nobody, you hear me? Tour the people I've been having in the streets, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be a tour with nobody from all in another town. No reason, like you gotta be in tour with somebody for a reason. Just know we in tour, gang, okay? You see what I'm saying? I'm the type, I don't gotta know why we in tour or nothing. You only gotta tell me why you don't like me. Don't even tell me why you don't like me. I don't even care. Just let me know you don't like me. You see what I'm saying? Let me know how you don't like me. If that's what it is. Let me know. I'm like, alright, you know what I'm saying? Let me know. But I'm so gangster that I don't need a reason. It don't gotta be no reason. We can be into it. Like, I don't care. It don't gotta be a reason, for real. I'm into it, people. It don't gotta be no reason. I don't know why. I don't care why. But it can be that, you see what I'm saying? Well, I like to know why we into it. I like to, I need to, because I ain't no goofy. Like, what the and then I play hard. I ain't trying to lose. I can't lose to nobody. Lose to who? Who, Lloyd? Who I'ma lose to? Tell him, you've been knowing me, Lloyd. Don't I go hard at everything I do? Tell him, you came from, how you get a chain in your neck, Lloyd?
Later in September, after having recently reiterated that he wasn't looking for relationships but was open for something more casual, Von and his sister Kayla were spotted at a club with Jania again, and with Kayla even posting their night on social media, calling Jania her sis. This would prompt Asian Doll to respond to the situation between her and Von during an IG live in October, where she would deny that Von had embarrassed her by messing with Jania and saying that if Von is single, his actions have nothing to do with her.
Nobody embarrassed me, gang. Y'all need to get off my shit. Like, nobody embarrassed me. Nobody. It's nothing nobody did to embarrass me. I was not embarrassed. Y'all mad about a tweet. Like, y'all, like, dude don't even know you clowns. The y'all hoes get left for me. Smack one of you bitches for me. You crazy, bitch. I don't get no. I'm a real bitch at the end of the day. Like I said, you would never see me sweat. You would never see me go outside behind nobody. I don't give a who you is, friend, anybody. Mind your business. When I'm single, like, they don't have nothing to do with me. I'm not stressing that. I'm not tweeting nothing. They don't have to do with me, gang. Nothing. When somebody's single, so what? What they do? I don't give a fuck. That's what y'all problem.
However, not much long after, Von would go live with Asian, and the two appeared to be on friendly terms. This was a confusing situation, but perhaps in the words of the great Juicy J, these hoes were for everybody. And in October, King Von would release a song speaking on the situation in the same sentiment. Von would begin to promote his new song called Mine Too, where Von essentially raps, "I ain't finna beef about girls with someone, because their girl is mine too." Clearly he's talking about Jania here, and he appeared to throw direct shots at YoungBoy on the song too, rapping about having beef in NOLA, or Louisiana, where YoungBoy is from, and saying that somebody acts gangster on the mic, but now Von wants to see if he is really gangster in real life. Ironically though, a day after this song came out, Von would also tweet that once someone has slept with his girl, he doesn't want her anymore, because as it turned out, YoungBoy may have given Von a taste of his own medicine by hooking up with Asian Doll around this time. In October 2020, after the rumoured breakup with Von, Asian Doll tweets saying that she only dates killers with 3 bodies or more. Now, considering the fact that YoungBoy had just released his King Von diss song, Dead Trolls, where he rapped that he was responsible for 7 murders in his hometown, YoungBoy would seemingly meet the 3 murder requirement to date Asian Doll. And leaked DMs from YoungBoy's camp would later seemingly suggest that Asian and YoungBoy had indeed hooked up, and Asian Doll would even seem to admit the affair in her song No Exposing. YoungBoy's producer would further feed the rumour mill by posting screenshots of messages that YoungBoy had allegedly sent him from Asian Doll's Instagram account. Things were getting petty, and now YoungBoy was proving that the sentiment behind King Von's song Mine Too was true both ways. But things would only get more and more personal as the days went on. On November the 4th, 2020, only days before King Von would end up losing his life, YoungBoy posted a snippet of a new song that he apparently made with Asian Doll, the song with the ominous working title, Meet the Reaper. Von would quickly respond by tweeting that the song is trash, and he would continue with an all-day tweet storm, during which he would once again allude and joke about a sex tape existing between him and Jania, and claiming that he is actually happy for Asian Doll, but that the song is still trash, before rehashing a lyric from his song Mine Too, once again indicating that Asian is still his girl too. This all went down on November the 4th, 2020, about a day before he would lose his life. Von was incredibly active on Twitter this day, and he would continue throwing shots at YoungBoy, tweeting that rappers are and that he's not one of them, and he would warn people to approach him with caution, and saying that his ops are acting gangster, but that's not what they're really like, whilst also trying to convince his audience, and perhaps himself, that his feelings weren't hurt and he was simply providing entertainment, with Von eventually saying in another deleted tweet that he's going to lead by example because he's older than YoungBoy, and saying that he's quitting the beef because many wars have started over a woman and that he's not beefing YoungBoy. He said that
oh, we need to stop this. We need to stop. We need to stop beefing over females, bro. Bro, it's a million people in this world, bro. And beefing over one female, that's insane. No, bro.
That they're sharing the same women, and these women don't even matter and aren't all that. And then, in the very last recorded interview before his death, King Von told DJ Academics that there was no real beef between him and YoungBoy, saying that they just had the same girl, and claiming that things were just being exaggerated by people on the internet.
People told me you and YoungBoy was beefing or something like that. You said something about what happened, Von? What's going on with you, man?
They be saying that a lot. It's like we got the same interests, and then you know how the internet will try to make it.
Don't tell me I got problems over girls.
No, it's the internet, gang. It's the you know, they try to make it like that because it's the internet. You see what I'm saying? And then you know how females will try to make it like that because they females, and they try to make it like one more hard and try to. It be just all type, but it ain't nothing too serious, nothing you should worry about.
These used cars look the same, but Carfax can show how damage history affects the value.
Unfortunately for Von, things would be very serious indeed, and the very night after that interview, Von himself would escalate things out of his own control, and ultimately wound up getting more than he bargained for. Just after midnight on the 5th of November 2020, Von tweets his location for the evening, a show at Atlanta club Opium. Von would go live on Instagram on the way to the club in good spirits, rapping along to his own music. He would go live pre-show with the name of the club pinned, and he would be seen on Instagram, posted up, smoking hookah with his entourage.
Bro. Just like I said with the G Money shit, bro. Niggas knew he was at that studio. Niggas knew where he was gonna be at. Nigga posted the club. Niggas seen that shit and they said, oh yeah, bet it up. I'm telling you.
Of O-Block natives. He went on to play that concert at Opium, where he would be seen jamming out on stage at the club. Just after 1 AM, Von retweeted a Young and Ace lyric with a caption saying his crew are going to catch someone and he sees them as food. While Von is performing at Opium, Quando Rondo and his entourage are fresh off recording a new music video for a song called The Drop, being seen after that shoot on social media, showing off an array of high-powered weapons that they're holding. After finishing his show, Von would be seen leaving Opium in an SUV, and interestingly, the truck can be heard playing the YoungBoy song My Window as it drove away.
See a lot of cars behind him. Stop playing!
For some reason, Von would confuse his team by choosing not to go back to his Airbnb as his security crew originally thought, instead taking a last-minute and unexplained detour to the Monaco Hookah Lounge, where Quando Rondo was hanging out with his crew, with Von's manager 100K Track telling DJ Vlad that his team were blindsided by the change in plan.
He went over there to the after party, and then his driver and his homeboy let us know that we was redirected. We're thinking we're gonna go to the Airbnb or the hotel.
At around 3 AM that night, Von would find himself outside the Monaco Hookah Lounge, where according to 100K Track, the team would wait for almost 40 minutes in their cars, confused as to why they were there. Von himself seems to have spent that time on Twitter, where he would post his last tweet, ominously mentioning how he murders any beat he gets on. Then, only minutes after this tweet, Von would exit his car and walk across the parking lot, where he would run into Quando Rondo and immediately begun attacking him with heavy punches and no warning, sparking chaos in the large crowd around them. Unfortunately, what Von didn't know was that Quando Rondo's good friend Lil Tim was seemingly ready for the action, and he would quickly approach the two with his gun ready, letting off shots and hitting Von a total of 5 times. From there, things would quickly escalate. Von's friends from O-Block, Slutty, BJ and Louie, immediately got their guns out and began to return fire to Lil Tim, leaving Tim wounded but alive on the ground, as Slutty's gun appears to jam right when he's standing over Lil Tim about—
Oh my god! That... I ain't gonna lie, that knowing what he just said, that hurt, bro. I don't killing people's not right, bro, but bro, your King Von whooping on that nigga, Lil Tim up the iron on that nigga, hit that nigga. Not gonna lie, he's not in the wrong. He's not in the wrong. King Von homies start shooting back. Hit that nigga. You stand on the ground. You stand over him with your gun, jam? Hey, twin, let me see your gun real quick. Finish the job. That hurts. That hurts, bro. That really hurts.
BJ and Louie immediately got their guns out and began to return fire to Lil Tim, leaving Tim wounded but alive on the ground, as Slutty's gun appears to jam right when he's standing over Lil Tim about to execute him. While chaos is ensuing all around them, Von is seemingly wrestling with Quando on the ground, perhaps instinctively grabbing onto him whilst holding onto his life, until King Von's friend Muwop approaches the two and separating them by striking Quando once with a large punch. Meanwhile, Von's other friends Slutty, BJ and Louie attempt to flee the scene after taking part in the shootout and almost killing Lil Tim, without realizing that they were running directly towards police officers who opened fire, believing that their lives are in danger too. This killed Slutty and left Louie in critical condition with a headshot wound, and BJ was shot in the leg. BJ would actually later comment on the events of that night on social media, questioning if others would have had the courage to shoot someone, with police comment who almost—
They real friend. I mean, oh man.
killing Lil Tim, without realizing that they were running directly towards police officers who opened fire, believing that their lives are in danger too. This killed Slutty and left Louis in critical condition with a headshot wound, and BJ was shot in the leg. BJ would actually later comment on the events of that night on social media, questioning if others would have had the courage to shoot someone with police all around them, and saying that the police should have shot him in the head as well. But while the cops are having a shootout with other O-Block members, Muwop and other O-Block associates would drag King Von's limp body to a waiting car, rushing him to hospital. But what's even more crazy is that Quando would also take a wounded Lil Tim to the very same hospital that King Von and his team were
The
at.
same. No, bro. I'm sorry. No, bro. No, bro. No, bro. Nigga, we all dying in this bitch. We all dying together.
With Quando going live, showing him trying to help Tim into the hospital and get assistance from the staff.
Come on, he's shot. Come on, bit bro, you got thug. Come on, cuz just keep breathing, bit bro. Just keep breathing, cuz.
Hold on, you can't move on that
You
fast,
got it,
bro.
my fault.
Yeah.
Man, he's shot, what you mean wrong? Come on. Man, the will
Saw Quando at the hospital and that they would have killed him there had he not started recording. Unfortunately, after arriving, a close friend of Von and Dirk, THF Bezu, later posted saying that they saw Quando at the hospital and that they would have killed him there had he not started recording. Unfortunately, after arriving at the hospital, King Von was already in critical condition, and despite medical staff doing everything they could to try and save him, Von would ultimately be pronounced dead at 4:44 in the morning, with the media all around the world waking up to the news and reporting on his death.
According to GBI, rapper King Von.
I remember hearing this news, bro. I had got some Wendy's. I looked on my phone. I said, ain't no fucking way. That's how it happened, bro. It hurt.
And his group were at Opium nightclub before making their way here to Monaco Hookah Lounge, then to the parking lot where chaos ensued. Believe it or not, this all playing out right in front of 2 Atlanta police officers.
One of them was actually...
Back to my point. What does this have to do with YoungBoy? What does this have to do with YoungBoy? Yeah, that's his friend, but like, nigga ain't killing shit.
inside his patrol car, or next to his patrol car with his blue lights on.
APD responding, attempting to stop the shooting, but it was too late.
It hit like the one officer that did respond.
Officers shooting that they
being on IG Live and listening to his own revenge anthem Back in Blood, with the live ending abruptly when he realised that all of the comments were full of people asking about Von's shooting. After the news of Von's passing would be properly confirmed, Dirk would post a tribute image of Von to his own Instagram, saying that he had lost his twin. Meanwhile, Asian Doll, who despite perhaps not being on the best of terms with Von at the time of his death, reacted to the news on Twitter, claiming that she wishes that she was dead. However, over in Baton Rouge, YoungBoy's brother Big B appeared to be in good spirits, as he would mock Von in an IG story, saying that it was funny that Von was the one who started the beef, dissing NBA YoungBoy. Now he's the one dead.
The joke's on you, you diss, now you getting repped down. Yeah. Yeah.
Meanwhile, one of YoungBoy's biggest ops, Lit Yoshi, who was still on probation in Florida at this point, would pay tributes to Von in a vlog.
Long live King Von, man. Old block boys.
Right.
Von's friends and associates would naturally have a strong response to his death, seemingly taking it as a full declaration of war between them and the NBA camp. 600 Breezy claimed to be headed from Chicago to YoungBoy's hood at 150 miles an hour with the Steppers. BJ, who was still probably being treated for his leg shot wound, would also respond, saying that their ops are now cursed and that they don't stand treated for his...
I know one thing on O. We just in LA, you said, BJ, man, I appreciate you so that much. I love you. So, BJ, I don't know how far I'll be without you being able to take the trace for all my life. And, dude, I really appreciate you, dude, so much, man. PS Free, dude. Those are grandson's words to me a few days before. And to let you know, there will never be another hood like my old block. We is legendary and then unbelievable.
His leg shot wound, would also respond, saying that their ops are now cursed and that they don't stand a chance against O-Block. Meanwhile, YoungBoy affiliate Michi downplayed these declarations of war, saying that real gangsters only slide in silence.
Right there, all ain't doing no hell, scary, doing all that capping, get on that, man, real speak. Hey, if you go do something, man, do something. You don't come to the city
and annihilate you in the city, man. You was supposed to slab out that, man.
In a bittersweet turn of events, just a few days after Von's passing, his album Welcome to
Old Block, the
his
greatest
highest charting project ever, debuting posthumously at the unlucky number 13 on Billboard, ironically, one position above YoungBoy's top album, which at that point had already spent 8 weeks on the charts after going number 1 on debut. What should have been a major career victory for Von was now unfortunately the final chapter in his short but impactful career as a gangster rapper. However, sadly for YoungBoy, this wouldn't be the end of the beef. In fact, it was only the beginning. Because despite Von being the one who provoked both YoungBoy first by taking intimate pictures with the mother of his child, and Quando by punching him for no reason outside the Monaco club, the unintended result was Von being shot dead in front of his entire crew. And unfortunately for YoungBoy, Von wasn't just any rapper. Von was, in his own words, the most dangerous killer to ever emerge from O-Block. And Von was backed up by an army of friends, gang members, and killers who seemingly wanted nothing more than to slide for Von and get revenge. And they would be targeting Quando Rondo and YoungBoy as well as all of their friends. But the biggest threat would come in the form of Von's closest friend and mentor, Lil Durk, who just so happened to be the biggest rapper coming out of Chicago in a decade, with seemingly the power of the music industry, millions of dollars, and all of Chicago's Black Disciple gang members behind him.
We just gonna end it off right there, cause this, I ain't gonna lie, this shit was not hitting.
Yeah. Carl's Jr.'s new Big Chalk Chili Burger is big.
This shit not hitting, but like, comment, subscribe if you made it this far, comment something.